Hey, honey, give me my ring out of the center console. I forgot to put it on, get it sworn. Hey, what's going on, everybody? VA Moon, Sharon,
In my truck?
good to see you. It should be like right in between the radio and the. You see it up there in that little cubby hole?
Oh.
Sorry, guys, I'm talking to Jen. I left my. Hey, Rob. Round two. Yeah, I wanted to get on tonight. I was uh wanted to talk about the Yellow Knights live a little bit, and I just got done cutting 30 acres of grass. Um, I figured I'd take a break and see what everybody thought about the other night. Thank you, Sharon. I hope everyone's well on your side as well. Thank you so much. Blessings to you and your family. How you doing, VA? Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed your day. Hump day. Littlefoot. How you doing? That's good, Sharon. Good to see you too. I didn't know whether to come on here early or this time or later. Usually, when I do it later, everybody's either at the store or getting settled in for the night. Hey now, Brother Mike, Mrs. Linda, cutting up the collard greens. Man, that sounds good. Mrs. Linda is always busy. The legend. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that live the other night. It's 1:10 for me. AM, right? Or afternoon. I can't remember. I always get mixed up about the times. Mr. RG, I'm cracking the whip. Oh, man. Okay, okay. Hey, Mrs. Janelle. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Better than cutting up the cheese. That's right. Ah, night was great. Keep them going. Maybe not alone. I got you. I'm gonna do my best. Hey, Cass. Good to see you. I'm getting ready to go up. I just called a little while ago and set up a meeting with a medicine man from Blackfoot tribe, Blackfoot Indian tribe. I'm asking his blessing to hopefully get him up to my property and find out if he can handle or take care of this portal that's being left open and allowing all the mischief and the different beings that were in there the other night and the last live I had before that. Um, there's some serious things going on up there that really opened my eyes. And then, of course, when Mr. Carson steps up to the podium, we got problems. So I was talking to someone earlier, another mentor, about it, and she said that I should do that. So I'm going to get Medicine Man. No problem, Mike. Let me get Dad done tomorrow to eye surgeon, and we're on anyway. I think school. Jen asked me. That's what I wanted to talk to. I want to talk to you privately. I'm gonna call you on the phone because I got some things lined up for sure. That way we don't have any hiccups this time. Um, this this elder, his name's Gigi. They call him Gigi. He's a medicine man with a Blackfoot tribe, and I want to get him up to the property. Yeah, for sure. I know. I'm horrible, man. I start one thing and then I end up doing nine things. It's almost like I'm what do you call it? OCD or eight. I don't know how ADD or whatever it is. I know I'm not, but here lately, I'm starting to wonder. But I want to sit down with, hey, Tosh, good to see you. Um, yeah, yeah, he offered to come up there like 3 months ago, and he said only if you think you don't have it under control. I said, well, I don't know when I ever have it under control, but I said I'm feeling a few things out. If I run into any trouble, I'll let you know. So hopefully, when Tar Heel, how's it going, brother? And he told me he would get back with me tonight, and he's talking to the rest of the tribal council, and he's going to get the permission to, you know, get with me. I'm really expecting him to bring someone else with him. He has like 11 children, and I'm expecting to bring. He's got an oldest son that's following in his footsteps, and I'm really expecting Gigi, and they call his oldest son Toes, because he walks around 7 days a week with no shoes. I don't care if it's raining, icing, snowing. He's a tough cookie. But I want to get the medicine man up there. Mike Long Island Bigfoot, he recorded it and took a picture of a huge, I mean, huge portal in the meadow across the creek. And someone else and myself, and I'm sure Brother Mike, we're thinking that has a lot, that portal is being left open. And I want to know if it needs to be closed, or can something be done either way, closed or not closed. But this medicine man, the rumor is, and he's also told me himself, so it's not a rumor, he has great powers. And there's a bunch, but that one is like Grand Central. Yeah, that's what I was told today by someone else, that can look into. LIB has some of the most amazing footage I've ever seen. Yes, absolutely, Tar Heel. Absolutely. He's the reason why I started my channel. Yep. But I want to get him in there, and I told him a little bit about it on the phone tonight. And he's like, He's like, yeah, you definitely have a portal. I don't need to know anything else. And he said, excuse me for, what did he say? He said it in seconds. He said, excuse me for like 45 seconds. So I'm like, okay. So we're sitting on the phone, and he's not saying anything. And I ain't got to tell you. Hey, Gone Bananas, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And I'm sitting there silent with him on the phone, and I start hearing like thoughts. And I don't know if it was his thoughts or just one of my crazy entertainments from a spirit that I get all the time. And I hear wide open. And then I hear crazy. So I'm like, okay, this is related. I may be listening or feeling what he's thinking. So he come back to me and he said, okay, I got a few things I want to tell you before I give you an answer. He said, you don't have a major problem up there, but you have a problem of danger. And I said, yeah. I said, I seen two spirits up there that scared me about out of my skin. I said, and I have two, possibly upwards to six. I definitely seen two DMs that were in flesh, and I seen a row of teeth on one of them. And that was enough for me. That's when I started, backing out. And when I saw the 7-foot tall spirit that I seen this past Saturday, when I had my other encounter with the Sabe at the public land, this spirit was in between me and Sabe, and he wouldn't look at me. He was just standing there with a black trench coat, solid white face, and gray pants. He almost looked like a Union soldier. And, well, I don't have to tell you, I seen him at the at my property the other night when I was doing the live, and he just appeared, and he was looking at me. This time, if you want to piss them off, call them puppy boys. I don't want to piss them off any more than I have. Littlefoot's hello, hello. Yeah, so when he told me that, I got concerned. And I said, you know what? I want to, because I don't keep you guys out of the loop by any means. And I want you guys to know step by step how I'm approaching this. And I feel really confident in this medicine man. He actually, I'm just, you're good, brother. This medicine man took care of my great grandmother, Hazel. She had stage 4 lung cancer, never smoked a cigarette or any type of smoking in her life. And I have an idea, Billy. Okay, hit you up later. All right. Um, he looked after my great grandmother Hazel, and she was supposed to pass on like 2 months after, after he started looking after her and taking care of her. Well, she stayed with us like another 4 years, and she kept going back to the doctor, and the cancer started disappearing. And she didn't end up dying from the cancer. She ended up dying from complications to, I think, enlarged heart. But they said it was natural. It was something that she had ever since she was a little girl, or had heart issues, but it came back on. So with that, I have full respect for him and full trust in what he does. And I'm just ecstatic. I hope the rest of the tribal members say go ahead and because they do everything and vote, and with they all vote on everything, and they either do it together or they allow certain ones out of the tribe to go handle business. Hey Eric, I'll tell man you're brave. I watched your vid on. I think you left your truck and walked into the back of the place you were last. It looks perfect, Sasquatch home. Eric. Who is Eric? I'm sorry, I'm lost. Tosh. Mom was living, living weeks, given weeks to live. My wife quit her job and took care of mom. She lived 7 more years. That's awesome, Tar Heel. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. I didn't. God bless, buddy. Okay, Tosh. I didn't. I don't. You might have got me mixed up with someone. You can just call me Bill or Billy or Bill, because we have another Billy, that between Long Island Bigfoot's channel and my channel. Um, it's it's the other Billy's actually a female. It's Billie, and I'm just Billy. I actually just found that out tonight. I was talking to her, thinking at poor judgment and not paying attention. I thought she was a male, and I apologize to her, but she's Billie. Call Bill anything but late for dinner. That's right. You guys can call me anything. You know that. Tar Heel's my guy. He's cool, man. He reminds me so much of my uncle. Laugh out loud. Yeah. But oh, I'm sorry. I went blank there for a minute. You're welcome, brother. You're a good person. You're a good soul. I can feel you. Every time I communicate with you, I lock in on you. I call Billy a boy on accident a lot too. It's just my stupid brain. Yeah, that's I went to school with a Billy Dawson, and she spelled her name the same way. Rob, what's up, brother Rob? Get him. Yeah. So I, I good God, I can't even talk. So I started to ask him a question when I had him on the phone, but the person I was talking to earlier, uh, she said, "Don't worry about that," and it makes 100% sense because I need to be worried about my property more than I was going to ask him when we went in, or if I could even go with him because he has my full go at the place. He full permission. He could go and come and go all he wants. They actually used to work on the land with my great grandfather, but um, I was going to ask him if I could video it, but then as I talked to someone else, they said, "No, don't. That's that's not as important." So unless he brings it up because he knows that I have a channel because I explained I didn't keep anything from him. I don't, I wanted it all complete. I want him to know everything. But he actually cut me off on the importance of it because it was like he already knew. Hey, Mr. Carson, good to see you, sir. Salute. So, and it's not important to me to, what's important to me is keeping things positive and getting the truth out as much as the video. And I do the videoing because I love being with you guys. I get more out of it than, and I mean, that's probably fudging a little bit. I mean, I do enjoy the lives now in the evenings. I've never experienced that much going on in my head and the energy hitting me in the chest. I mean, it's, I can't even explain it other than it's a lot this last live was so stressful that it was all I could do to get back to my truck. Like I was so heavy. Hey, Sharon guy, good to see you. And usually I can get in the truck. I pray all the way out. When I get to the truck, I pray again. Yeah, I'm in my truck. My name's Billy, not Eric, but that's okay. No biggie. Good to see you. Um, yeah, I was weighed down on that live, which I get anyway. But most of the time when I'm weighed down, it's good energy. It's loving energy from the tribe, and it's really not heavy. But it's like I got to get back to the truck and clear my mind. You know what I mean? Mike, here we go again. What did I miss? I probably done said something crazy. But yeah, and me and Mrs. Linda G, Mr. RG, Mr. Carson, we had that place running smooth. I call it running, but beautiful energy. You go in there, you could see the veil. I mean, it was bright. And even see, I went in there before the live and I didn't turn the live on or camera on, and I went in, I gifted. I didn't show you guys any of that. I sat down for like 20 minutes and just hung out and relaxed because I needed it. Last week was a doozy. I don't even want to bring it back up, but I needed that time with them just to. I think someone asked me, "Why don't you hang up and sit down and talk to them for a little bit?" I had just got done doing that, and I believe that's why. Other than one other reason, that's why most of the tribe come out. Two of them come out in flesh, a baby and one big one, all the way in the back. And I mean, you could see his whole body, plain as day. But when he stepped out, the one in the back, the big one, he put his hand on his hip. And dummy me, I'm just looking at him going, "Hey guys, you see that?" Well, he was warning me that danger was lurking and it was getting worse. And as soon as I stepped over that log, I lost service 3 times. And that's the only time I lose it is when they come out. And it's always a warning. It's not to run me out of there. It's not to break bad on me. They were really concerned for my well-being. And I didn't realize it until I was backing out of there because I don't turn around and walk out when it's like that. I walk backwards. And he was telling me, or he or she, it looked like a he because I didn't see the upper extremities, but he was letting me know that there's problems here. And no sooner that I realized it, that's when that 7 foot tall spirit, I say seven, he could have been eight. Very odd. The only thing I didn't see on the spirit was its boots or feet. And the little girl that me, Mrs. Linda, a few of us, Frank, Mr. RG, Martin, it was a few of us, Mr. Carson. Billy's so happy that you have one-on-one time off camera. Yeah, I got it from you, Mr. Carson, and I used my palms up, but I could only use one palm at a time, and I kept switching. And the only thing I can tell you, Mr. Carson, was I felt energy leaving, and I felt energy coming back. As quick as it was leaving, it was coming back. Hey, Sasquatch Seekers, good to see you. Glad you stopped by. But he got in between me and Savi, and I'm gonna tell you what. When he looked at me, he put the fear of God in me. I mean, I got instant fear, and I've been using. I was telling someone earlier to stay calm. I went back to my training days, and I started using my long shot breathing pattern, and it's been working. I start at 10 and count backwards, and when I get to 2, 3, 2, 1 is squeeze. Well, when I get to 3, I stop breathing, and then I take short 1.5 second breaths, and it calms me right down. So it works, because you remember the last live there, the first time I did it in the evening, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get calmed down. I couldn't do anything, but almost grabbed my chest. I mean, one time I felt like I was going to pass out, but the other night and it was funny. I get home and I start reading everybody's messages besides Mr. Carson, because he said it on the live. I got real faint. I got real dizzy. I got nauseous, and I got the feeling from that spirit, the spirit, the real tall spirit. And I could be wrong. It could have been one of the dogmen. I mean, I seen a dogman back there that was pushing 11 foot. He was an easy 10 foot, and his head was as big as my body, if not bigger. I mean, and when I seen them bottom row of teeth and they were sticking out above his lip, I've never seen that before. And then the one I had this past Saturday, looking at me, blinking his eye, and his eye was sparkling almost like a star in the sky at night, kind of bursting. His eye was like it had energy popping out of it, or it was glowing, but his eye was blinking this fast. And he was, I mean, you're talking 40 feet from me. And something said, turn around. And I did 180. When I turned around, that's exactly what I saw was a dogman. And he was peeking out of a bush about 5 foot up. And I kept watching his head go up and down like this. And he's just eyeing me up and down. Well, I'm walking down this path beside him, and it looked like a tornado went down through there. And I mean, the whole path they blocked the whole path up. So it took me an additional 10 minutes to get out of there, because I was ducking under and trying to weave in and out, a perfectly open logging road that they just took everything and piled it right down, I'll say 300 foot of path. And I didn't know I didn't know if I was going to make it out of there, to be honest with you, even though I felt protected. I had just got done following a 21-inch set of tracks. Twinkle like that, like a twinkling star. Yes, exactly, Tar Heel. Yo, you're good, Sharon. And when I followed the 21-inch tracks, that Sabe took me in a circle, and I didn't even realize it. I went in and I circled around, and I ended up by the dogman. Well, later on, Mark, that timestamps for me, he said, Billy, you got one about 50 yards from you. And he calls him Bigfoot. He said, you got a Bigfoot about 50 yards from you, and he's massive. And he's walking, he's swinging his arms. I'm watching him take steps, and he's looking dead at you. and his eyes were glowing, broad daylight in the rain, pouring down rain. And when I went back and looked at the footage, I put it on my community page. He's dead center of the screen, about 50 yards out, directly across from me. My feeling and what I heard, what I got in my mind was, you were okay. I was with you. And that's exactly what Mark said. But he didn't say it, he said it after I thought about that. So I know they were protecting me. I know they were. And I seen 3 other peakers, but they were a lot smaller. Josh with Sasquatch Top, it has 1 big male, 21-inch foot, 6 toes. This one had 5, but he had a huge big toe. Like probably 3 of my fingers. I don't know if you can see. His big toe, maybe it was 4. That was the biggest big toe I've ever seen. Actually, all of them have 6 toes that he's tracked in his area. I've heard that. That's like someone else told me they tracked one with 3 toes, and then they found a handprint. It was in PA, and the hand had 5 fingers, but the foot only had 3 toes, and they were ginormous, and they were actually like human toes. You know what I mean? It's just missing the rest, and that's crazy. Yeah, that's amazing. That was real, as no one can say they don't bust a gut, and definitely was not BS. And some said to Jack, yeah, bet they was sitting on their butt, couch potato. Yeah, Tosh, that guy that did all that, he didn't even do his research. He took somebody else's word, and but that's been. I don't know if you watched the Paranormal Mike, MT Paranormal. Mike redid the whole scenario, and he proved that guy wrong 150%. But I'm not going to speak on it too much because it's not my thing. We are supporting them 100% because those guys are legit as you can get. And Trapper is the squarest guy you'll ever meet in your life. And there was no way he pulled a hoax. I don't give a damn. Excuse my language, but I don't give a damn what anybody says. And if they still think it, then there's plenty of other channels for people like that, because we're not the channel for them. That's another reason why I'm so thankful I don't know how to edit. Every one of my videos are raw, uncut. But no, I just wanted to take a little time out and see what you guys thought about it. Yeah, Trapper's cool, man. Who you see is what you get. You know what I mean, Tar Heel? He's a good old boy, and he loves what he does. And his feelings got hurt, man, to his heart, And when it happened to him, I felt like that. Just like MT Paranormal said. He said, man, when one of my teammates go down, I feel it. It's like it's happened to me. But, they're all, and if you look at it, you look at all of us, and you look at the channels that we follow. We don't have all that BS. We have good, honest people. I have a family in my channel, and a loving family. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are straight up, loving, caring, positive folks. And I'll say it again. I've always said it. The only regret I have, I wish I'd have met you 50 years ago. But, maybe things wouldn't, God has a plan, and things happen for a reason. And we met, in these times, for a reason. I know I'm just grateful that I met you. It's never too late, right? But if any of you guys aren't over to Mr. Carson, those dogmen make me very nervous, afraid. I know what they can do. Careful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I only follow about 6 channels. And yes, that's right, Tar Heel. Feel the same, Janelle. Yeah. Well, listen, I've been 100% honest with you guys. I ain't got no tough guy in me. I've been broke down in the streets. I've been pinned down by rifle fire, shotgun fire, pistol fire, and I didn't think I was coming home. And I thought that was bad. But when you get around one of those fellas, let me tell you, some of you know, some of you don't, but I'll tell you real quick. It takes the man out of me. And I ain't, I'm not saying I got a lot of man in me. I'm just saying that I'm a God fearing man. And when I seen those two the other night, it scared me bad. I went home and couldn't let it go. Hey Billy, did they listen to you when you said please don't follow me home? Yeah, as far as I know. And Rob, I laid the protection prayer on thick. I haven't stopped since that night. I go to bed praying. I wake up praying. I hit my feet on the floor praying. Everywhere I get in my truck, I pray. Everything I cutting grass today, I prayed probably 60, 70 times. I don't let them get near me. They can't, and if they do, they're hitting they're hitting a shield because I know I've got it around me. Thanks to Mrs. Linda G and Mr. Carson. I consider them, Long Island Bigfoot Mike, my mentors, and every one of y'all. No matter if you got a channel or not, because you guys are in my corner with some of the strongest prayers that anybody could have or ask for. And I'm gonna tell you, things have definitely ramped up, and I love my place to the fullest. I was so Littlefoots. I was so scared for you. I sent you the pic of the DMI I saw and asked you if this was still God's country. Yeah, that's right. It still is. We just have other things going on that we weren't ever made aware of or told the truth about, and it's taken people like us to figure it out, sort it out, and get the truth out. That's just my thought. That's my belief. There's a lot of legends in the community. Yes, absolutely, Sharon. Yep. What did I miss with Tosh? They all are, buddy, to go out there. You need brass ones for sure. I did 6 years in UK military, came out after Malkin's War. Yeah, but the blur image, man, it got to me. Yeah. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that, Tosh, to the fullest. We have some veterans in here also. Good ends. Where's Good? Okay, there he is. Good ends. Hello. Good to see you. We got to get Good ends locked in. That's something you really got to think about if you really want to. I know you do. You said you do. You got to give it, you really got to sit down and think about it and soul search yourself. If you want to start seeing these things, it'll come. If it's meant for you, it'll happen. But it's a lot to take on. That's just my opinion. I've been seeing things since I was a little boy, but I never had nobody to talk to about it. I grew up on a farm, and farmers, they didn't want to hear that. I want to see one. Help me. How can I help you when you're helping me? Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh man. Thank you all for your service that has served and protected. Much respect. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate that. Now Janelle's laughing. You're right, though. Keep up the awesome work. I'm trying, Mike. I'm just following y'all's lead. Larry Hart. I almost said your last name wrong. I'm not right. Every time I get on live, I get lockjaw with you guys. It's so much energy. If you can believe this, you can believe anything. When I get in front of you guys, I can feel y'all's energy. It's amazing. And I'm still learning what to do with it, other than I know it's loving. But I'm learning one thing, you got to sort it. You got to sort it out. soldiers, but we serve not only our country, but help protect us all. There is no us in them. We were all doing the same grab. That's right. That's right. I just finished up 31 years of law enforcement, so I know what you're saying. I still have mad respect for military, though. My brother Mike, Long Island Bigfoot, he's been out there more than once. He's seen the good and he's seen the bad, and I shouldn't put him out there like that, but I got mad respect for him. And he went out. He was out there when the, you know what, hit the fan. So I'm talking Afghanistan and the whole nine. So there's a lot that goes on that people experience in life. It's there's definitely two sides. Mike is the GOAT, that's for sure. We got legends, goats, mentors, top mentors. Mr. Carson is a legend and a GOAT. That's a fact. That man has kept me safe many days, along with Mrs. Linda G and Mike. They aren't many people with your true heart. You are family and true. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Larry. I wish I'm trying. I don't know. I don't think I'm working towards any goal. I want the truth out. Not a bad nickname. Michael Jordan called GOAT also. There they go. There you go. In case we all family here. That's right. Cass is down and she's right down the road from me, a couple 100 miles. She's in Southern Maryland. She's a Marylander. I'm gonna get her over here one day and get her on the live at once we get my place sorted out. And let her walk around in there and feel that, and let her get to meet the tribe like you guys have the last 2 times I've went in there in the evenings. We know the truth, Billy. That's right. That's right. But Larry, in the last couple nights, I've had some new people, like 5 new people, hit me up and said that they were on the live the other night and they never seen nothing like it. And to me, it's, I'm kind of scratching my head. I understand there's people out. I know. I wish you were too. I wish you were too. Heck yeah, would love that, Billy. Y'all are the best. Thank you, Cass. You're welcome anytime. I'm looking for somebody to venture out and investigate with. So anytime, and if you can't drive or you don't have, it's no problem. My son lives right down there. I think he's Hollywood. I'm not 100. He's not. He's right there. Daggone it. Clark's Landing Road, right across from Clark's Landing, but on the other side of 5. I'll have to send him my bro's hedge cutter. Laugh how to trim that goatee. Yeah. Yeah. I've wore that my whole career. It just turned gray though the last 10 years. 50's been a doozy on me. I used to have jet black hair. I was born with blonde and strawberry blonde hair, and then it went red. But my dad has jet black. Well, he used to jet black hair, and my mom, she had beautiful brown hair all the way down down to her knees. The longest hair I've ever seen. But as she got older, she cut it back. Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud, man. You'll scare the Squatch away. I got one up there. Double D. 50 is the new 30. Yeah, I'm trying to think that way. I don't feel 50. I can't say that. I feel young. I mean, even with what I go through with my back, I don't hurt. It's just a procedure I prefer to do every 6 to 8 months. And, I refuse any narcotics or any other treatment. I've never, and I will not, because I know the history behind it, and the devastation that it causes. So I do the injections, and it works. It works. I'm not saying I've never taken them. When I was in the hospital from the accident, I woke up on stuff because they had to keep me, I guess, comfortable. And then they sent me home with them, and I took them for like 2 months, and I felt like a zombie, and I got the heck away from it. But anyway, he's a la for a day. Yeah, I was. That's what Jen said. What did she tell me? She said, "Go lay down, sissy boy. You'll be all right tomorrow." Because she said I was, what do you call it? I'll just say it, in La La Land. Yeah, I was that too. But Jen said I was acting like a sissy yesterday. She said, "You got one needle in your back, and all you've done is bitch all the way down the road, and I don't even remember coming home." She said I belly ached and complained all the way down the road. I said, "I don't even remember." She said, I told you to go in there and go to bed, and I did. But I didn't wake up sore, or when I came out, I could barely walk. My legs were numb all the way down to my kneecaps. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Well, Jen called up to my doctors and and talked to one of the nurse practitioners. She said, "Oh, it's just the medicine working its way in." Well, I was all right after that. I felt better after that because I'm my worst enemy. I get myself in my head quick. Yeah, but I've had 38 ops between my spine, and I have phantom limb pain. Yeah, that phantom pain is something else. Used to run 3 times a week with rocks in my brain. Yeah, yeah. That's one thing I don't miss is wearing a steel plate carrier, 45 pounds, and then an AR-15 across my chest and 3 pistols on me. Yeah, I don't miss any of that. What do you say, Robert? Good to see you, brother. But no, I just wanted to share it. To me, that's good news. Um, I see some light at the end of the tunnel, and it's coming fast. And I know he's gonna get things right up there. And left with 6 inches on my right leg now. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had a bad accident, but it wasn't. I got rods in my back, but they actually claimed that I'm in better shape than when I was born with my regular back. I know I don't have back issues. I have a left leg issue. It starts to get to the point to where it vibrates like you got a phone on vibrate, and then I get really sharp, real sharp, like I'm being cut with a razor blade. Pains up and down my leg. That's when I know that the shots wore off, and then I just pick up the phone and call him and tell him I need another shot. But you can only have so many epidurals a year, so when it gets to that point, then I muscle it out. I do the best I can until you talk to Jen, and then Jen tells you I cry. After a bucket of collard greens being cut up, I was released from Archie's chains. He said I better not get him in trouble. I'm not going to tell on him, but I'll tell you real quick. He said he was whipping the whip on you. He's going to get on me now. I know, Miss Janelle. Oh, we were talking about it earlier. Greens. Oh, right now I could go for a big bowl of greens. But I'm weird. I eat them with vinegar. My green beans too, and I make cucumber casserole. Oh, my best friend died. He was driving the bike. What hurts the most, the pain I get, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I just lost a close friend myself. Um, on my sciatica wakes me up, and yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Tar Heel. Yep. Cucumber and onion. Yes, Mike. That's what I'm talking about right there. Put some pepper in it. Oh, I eat them until I get a bellyache. Sounds good. Yeah, it is. He was doing the Swiss chard. Yeah. When is your next outing, Billy? Tell about that. Um, let's see. Well, tomorrow I got to take Dad to the eye surgeon to find out what's going on, why he's back. He's starting to see foggy again. He can't read a map. He can't read street signs. So I'm going to run him up there. Hey, Billy, good to see you. Bo's in the house. And I gotta have him up there at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm thinking I'm going up. Well, I got to go off of what the medicine man's going to do for me. If he's going to go in tomorrow, I'm gonna wait until he goes in and sorts things out, and then I'll follow his lead. But if he doesn't, I've been thinking about giving it one more shot up there before he goes in to see maybe if it's changed or gotten worse. But that was something I was getting ready to ask you guys what you guys thought about. Should I go back in there before him, or should I wait until um, medicine man visits? I hope he's okay. Be okay. He's okay. He just had a bionic lens put in. He only has one eye. He got shot in 1969, mistaken identity. A guy shot him with a shotgun. He lost his left eye, but he's always had good eyesight. Wait, okay, Mrs. Linda, I'm gonna wait. Okay, Mrs. Janelle, I'm gonna wait. That's what I wanted to know. And Tosh offering you white light, love, and healing prayers, respect to you. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Carson, for doing that for her. Yeah, Pop's been, man, he's had a rough year. Real rough, real rough year. I had to have him flown out. Okay, Miss Carson, absolutely. I'm going to wait. Um, I know I'll have an answer tonight on what they're going to do when they're going in. So I'm thinking they're probably going to go right up unannounced because I told him to, and he knows that. I don't have to tell him that anyway. He has full run of my place. He was on my place before I was born. So, um, but yeah, I'm gonna wait. You know what, Rob? To answer your question, I think I'm gonna go up to the public land. I haven't been up there in some time where we sent the little girl to the light, where the spirit came to us, and we saved. We sent her to a better place, and I'm gonna go check that out. I haven't been up there in a while. I got peanut butter and stuff up there that I've been hoping that they get. They haven't gotten it the last 3 times I've been up there. Thing is, guns don't hurt people. It's the finger that pulls. That's right. That's right. Blessings to a wonderful Native people who are going to help. Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you something else, Mrs. Linda. He's also, through my years of growing up and becoming an adult, I before I got into law enforcement, he would be the one that would be standing at a store, or I'd meet him, see him somewhere, pass by him, and he'd stop me and say, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to hang out with a couple of my friends." He said, "Why don't you go home?" And he did this one night. It was prom night, and I was getting in a car with one of my friends, and he said, "Why don't you catch a ride with me back to the farm?" He said, "And do me that favor and do that." Well, I ain't got to tell you. I got in a truck with him and went back to the farm and got my dad's truck. Well, between that time and him taking me back to the farm to my dad's truck, and then the 2 boys I was riding with, they had a bad accident and the passenger died, and I could have been in that car. Now you tell me, he saw something. You're gonna squatch hook on PB. They will have withdrawal sometime. Yeah, they've already gotten 1 jar from me and a bunch of other stuff. They love cookies and apple turnovers. Yeah, Janelle, it was. And of course, I was young and wide open, and it took me a couple weeks to realize what had happened. And actually, I told my mom and dad, I was like, I was in that car, but I got out because of Gigi. Yep. And my mom just was like, whoa, and so grateful for him. And I brought it up like when I was in my 30s. I was sitting down one night around a campfire, and I said something to him about it, and he waved it off like, oh, it's nothing. He wouldn't talk about it. I was trying to find out, what and it was obvious what he saw, but I just kind of wanted to hear it. I guess curiosity killed the cat. So spirit got, yeah. Yep. the way I see it, Bill, the only thing between an innocent bystander and a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Yep, yep. Well, let me tell you something, Robert. I've met a lot of good guys with guns, and I've seen them choke. I've seen them do things they normally wouldn't do, but it's all in the person. That's right. I mean, it's all better judgment, and not everybody has it. I've had a couple incidents in my life where it was an almost because of fear, but I learned from it quickly. Now look where you are. Yep, yep, Mrs. Janelle, and that it's a blessing. I came out of the military with not a scratch. Well, one or two, but 3 years later, at death's door. Wow. Yeah, I can relate. I can relate to that. I learned from what I've learned from that though, Tosh, is you 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 put it back. You send it back. You don't. I don't live on it no more. I don't. It took everything it had in me the other night to tell my story because I promised myself I wasn't never going to relive it. Because for a while there, I was walking around telling everybody when they said they see me with a cane or so young and limping, and I found myself telling the story over and over and over. Okay, Tar Heel, have a good night, brother. Blessings to you and your family. Thanks for stopping in. And finally, I had to get right, and I just asked the good Lord, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to see it no more, and I don't want to live it. So I put it behind me, and I stay. If there's anything positive around, I grab it. I stay with it. I toss the negative right out the back, and it's helped me live better, more relaxed, and I meditate. I started meditating from work, because I had to debrief every night I come home. Sometimes it took a couple hours, and I'm not a person that drinks or does any. I don't smoke cigarettes. I do chew, but I don't do anything to help draw that away, because that just leads to another problem. So I learned how to meditate um, by someone through the job, and it really made a difference. Smoking is cool. Yeah, I mean, everybody in my family smoked up until about a year ago, and dad has one here and there. He's been smoking since he was 9 years old, but he'll have one every now and again. But I just never could. I smoked one time when I was 16, and I was sick for a week. It just wasn't for me. Well, will wonder why a guy from UK is interested in Squatch. No, I mean, listen, we got a guy from the UK named Ben. He has a channel called Unexplained, and he is doing great things. I mean, he's setting it on fire. I mean, he has a lot of things going on video. You need to check him out. It's called Unexplained. Yeah, well, I took up smoking cigars there for a while, but no inhale, obviously. But then I don't know. It's something about the taste. I don't know. I like doing it. Like if I'm sitting around with a few fellows, somebody breaks out a cigar, I might take a couple puffs, or maybe it's just like the habit of having it here. I don't know, but I haven't done that in probably 7 8 years. I hit a couple smoke shops with some friends after work and stuff like that, but it just I don't know. It was a thing for a minute, and then I stopped doing it. Hey, Sherry Emily, good to see you. Good evening. You've had some interesting content lately. Yeah, it seems like it really ain't no different. It's just more in the evenings, and yeah, it is different. I got some different stuff going on. You're right. The evening, the evenings up there at my place are very interesting, and Mike from Long Island Bigfoot, he made a good point. Evening times are the best. That's pretty much when you see everything. Well, 1978, six of us kids there were 20 was a 20-acre wood, and we only played in the first half. One day we went to follow the creek, or burn, as well as we call it. I got you. Anyone seen Shannon Shook? I talked to her a couple nights ago. She sent me some pictures. Oh man, she had a huge dog man following her and her daughter, and I told her about it. And she found a footprint. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this. But yeah, I talked to her the other night. She got a piece of land right across from her. She ended up knowing the guy that bought it, and he gave her permission to go on it. And they've been doing a lot of research. Her and her daughters. I see Sasquatch behind you. I thought, yeah, right there to my right. Is that what you talking about, Larry? I seen that earlier. Yep. I believe that's the two that have been hanging out. LFGMA. LFGMA. That's a big one too. That's a big one. Larry, you see the one that's in front of me every time you come on, in that big maple out front. And we got there, and we were looking around. I was 10, and we looked down, Bud, and there was a huge footprint, and it must have just been done because, like on the beach, when it just starts to fill. Oh yeah, so that was fresh. That's awesome, Tosh. Oh my. If I I IFGMA is Littlefoot. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know how I am with reading stuff. Yeah, Larry. I should turn it around and show you now. You want to look at that tree, Larry? We never heard or knew of Bigfoot. We had no TV. My dad worked on the farm. Wow. So you were fresh into it and didn't even know, really. DM behind your left shoulder. Yeah, it may have. Uh, I I don't. It very well could be Littlefoot, but I think it's a Sabe. The way I'm looking at his nose and his mouth. His mouth is open now, guys. Wow. He's smiling. So all the kids, six of us, just ran about. I would have too, not knowing. Tosh, move over some. Look at that, guys. Yeah, that's a Bigfoot. Wow, he is big one. Yeah. I have a male and a female that's been hanging here, and they've actually been manipulating the doorbell alarm, the camera on my front of my house. Look how, oh man, look at the glowing, guys. Hey, I see you. I just want to say hi. He's changing. I hope you're doing well. I send my love to you. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are so loving. I know you've been hanging out here at my house. I know you've been keeping us safe, and I really appreciate that. Much love. Yeah, it's awesome. And it, Mike, it's so awesome. Yup. No, I was at first. I told my dad, and other kids told my dad, brush it off. Said someone is having you on. Yeah, that's what I used to be told. Yeah, I thought where the two white dots are glowing, spots. I thought that was his nostrils, but it might be his eyes now. That's his eyes. They're getting brighter. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you guys. I love you guys. That's awesome. You're hanging out with us in the live. Hey, Martin. Good to see you, brother. Man, isn't that awesome? I bet you they're in this front tree, too. I should switch it around. You guys want me to switch it around? You might don't want to know what I see. Oh, man. I was just looking myself, too. I see another one peeking around the corner. A smaller face. Right there. There's one right there. How about when they wear? Yeah, I've seen that. So cool. Not too many people can say Bigfoot photobombed them. Yeah, they do it here a lot. I see another one. Let me see if I can show you guys. How do I do it? There's one right there. CWS is in the house. Mr. RG. Look up top of the tree. Looking up top in the trees. I see 3, possibly 4. I'm trying to get it to where, okay, so I see one there just changed, one there, and then the big one. And it looks like look at his eyes glowing. Look at that. Thank you guys. Robert, because most people don't understand unless they see Patty in the open. They can't comprehend. That's right. It is, Rob. It's awesome, man. That is amazing. Look at those eyes going. I can't get over it. Thank you, guys. I love you. You guys are so special to me. You are wonderful, loving beings. You mean the world to me. Now there's another one right. How do I get my finger up there? Right there. And then there's another one with his head cocked. They can connect to us the same way they do to those trees. Wow. Camping, Lena, LIB, Janelle, Rob, Martin. And it, yes, more than Savvy there, more. Yep. That's what I thought, Mr. Carson. Now look at the other one with its eyes glowing. I'm trying to get my finger right there. They're all but 2 are glowing. Man, they are really sticking out right there and right there. And then I got a set of eyes glowing right there. And then a light, those are going a little bit duller. But this one's really brightened up. And they don't look like the other ones, though. And then there's one up top right there glowing. And then there's, look at this. Wow. Man, I'm glad you guys. Larry said, I see a Bigfoot right behind you. I'm like, where? I was looking out the window. I like the smiling dude. Like Mickey. Yes. Crazy big. Yep, Littlefoots. Look at that. Hey, Mike, Long Island Bigfoot. Guess what I saw up this past Saturday? And it's the same one from that nest that you found at my place. I seen that big prehistoric bird. And I seen him from afar. Huge. Yeah, I'm home. I'm home, Bo. Wow, my laptop screen is 17 inches, can see it clear as day. Isn't that awesome? I'm glad you guys are getting to see this. The more I see, the more stunned I am. Yes. Yes, Mrs. Linda, it's amazing. I love them so much for doing that. It's the energy I'm feeling is unreal. Your area is very active, Billy. Yeah, yeah. The medicine man told me and I tell you who else told me this. Mrs. Linda. She might not want me saying it, but she told me that I'm a magnet for them. Billy, all of our energies are flowing to you. Intensifies the positive energy around you to them. That is awesome, Mr. Carson. I didn't think of it that way. We got a ton of energy flowing right now. It's got my face beat red. They want to be seen, obviously. Yes, yes, Mrs. Linda. Absolutely. The way they're glowing. Do you think they know you can see them? Yes. Yes. And I know for a fact they understand me. It lit up like a Christmas tree. It did, Rob. Entire body chills. Yes. Whole back of my neck, and I got the head thing going where it feels like fingers are running through. It's a positive vibe I get. I'm going to rewatch this tonight on big screen. Cass, I had a Bigfoot encounter down here in Southern Maryland. That was originally why I found your channel. I was looking for more Maryland Squatchers. Keep up the good work, Billy. This is awesome. Thank you, Cass. Thunderbird. Yes, Mr. Carson. I couldn't remember the name. How do I go live with you? You want to go live with me? I'll try to figure it out real quick. No joke, Janelle. Goosebumps all over here. Yep. I'm trying to get it to where I can stay on it. It's kind of weird because I'm like, they're moving, so I'm constantly leaning. Big Bo. Energy, I certainly will sometime. Yeah, absolutely. Cash, you want to experience something? We'll go. You get over. We'll get you over here, and okay, Bo, get you over here. My 14-year-old daughter and my son. You talking about feeling some energy? Woo! You'll have a blast with them. I get to the point where I can't even like lean against my daughter. She puts off so much, or she's getting so much energy. I don't know. A couple times I touched her, and it was like static electricity. It made me back right off of her. It was the wildest thing. Yeah, Billy, buddy, it's amazing that we can see things you don't, and it's great. Yeah, I pretty much see everything. It seems like. Yes, she is, Mrs. Linda. It threw me for a loop. I had to actually go home and sit down and think on that after the first time. When I walked in and she said, "Dad, what are they?" Or she said something similar to that. And I said, "What?" Because I was fiddling with the rod, and I looked up. I said, "Oh my." I said, "You see them?" And she goes, "Yeah, you can't." I said, "No, I see them. I just didn't expect you to see them." Look at those eyes glowing. I'm trying to get my finger in the. Those eyes right there in the middle. They're in and out. They're almost like glowing in a glowing phase. Look at them. They're popping back and forth. He just blinked. Thank you guys. I love you. I really appreciate you hanging out with us. You are so amazing. I love you with all my heart. He wants to be seen. I was thinking about opening the door and looking out there, but I didn't know what they'd do. Yes, they are. It's amazing. I could sit here and wouldn't it be something if they got down and walked over? That would be wonderful. Why don't you guys come on down and hang out with us? We won't harm you. We all have love for you, straight from our hearts. You think they know we're here with you? Absolutely. I told them every time I take you guys the last two lives, I've told them out loud that I have great, wonderful family members with me that like to be a part of them and see them. And sure enough, I had one in flesh standing there. My gosh, look at all those. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yep. The night I took Haley out back, if you guys remember that night live, um, she was standing underneath a tree that was just as gnarly looking, but it was heavily, it had a real heavy canopy in it, top of it, and you could hear something walking on the limbs, cracking them. And I said, "You know what that means, Haley? It's very heavy." And she goes, "I know, Dad." She said, "I saw the darkness of it move up into the tree." Oh, they know you're there. We mean them no harm. If they wanted to harm us, they could. Oh yeah. You know, I've run across a few bad beings so far, but to my knowledge, I haven't ran across a single tribe of Sabe that were aggressive. Now, I'm not saying that it won't happen because they've had to put up with a lot with us humans, and I think it goes a long ways going in the woods genuine with a loving heart and being a pure person, because if you're not, it's not going to work out in your best interest. That's just my opinion and what I've been taught. Man, that is amazing. Look at those eyes. It is a beautiful thing. But they choose not to. But like us humans, we have bad. Oh yeah, they're just like us. They have good, they have bad ones. They have ones that like to prank. The juveniles up at the six that are in the tribe at my place. There's a couple juveniles. They like throwing nuts. They won't hit you with them, but they like throwing them in front of you. They'll whistle. They get whistling like something crazy. It's funny. It gets me laughing. I mean, they are just awesome. They like to play and joke and kid around with me. That's for sure. They whistled to Haley 3 times back to back when she was walking in. I heard it and I didn't say nothing, but the last 2, she heard them. She goes, "Are they whistling at us? Who's back there?" And I said, "It's them. It's the tribe." She said, "Oh my goodness, I heard it plain as day." I said, "Yeah." Looks like one has hand on bed of your truck. Oh wow. I got my dump trailer backed up. I mean, my truck backed up to my dump trailer right now. They're probably all around it. I think the bad ones get kicked out the clan because the clan don't want. Yeah, well, I've heard different people say that they have a strict set of rules that they have to obey by, and they're really. I'll send you a link, Bo, and they really they're supposed to follow those rules, to the core, and if they don't, they can get a lot of trouble for being seen. That's why I've heard people say that if you see one, it's because they wanted you to see them. Just like right now, they probably have permission because they know each and every one of us, and they know we're good. Sorry, people. I give other people a chance to message. I asked him to change his eyes to gold. Did anyone see his eyes change? I seen the one in the back. He keeps blinking, and the one right to my right beside the seat. Let's see if I can do it again. That one, constantly changing. Who is it? Gotta gotta go. God bless each and every one in the chat room. Stay safe, y'all. All right, Robert. Good to see you, man. Blessings to you. Thanks for stopping in. My cell is dying. I ain't even check mine. I can't check it while I'm on live. I hope it don't die. I didn't even think about that, Mike. Yeah, Billy, I'd love to. I love that link. I gotta charge it. Robert, have a wonderful night. Blessings, Rob. I'll get you on one night, Tosh. I'll send you a link. I love you all. I'll catch you up soon. All right, brother Mike. Love you, brother. I'll see you. I'm gonna call you in a little bit, okay? Getting dark now. Yeah. But look how them eyes are still glowing right there. If I can get my finger to do it again. There's another one over on the side there, but I can't. And there's up there. I don't know how I do it. Right there. Okay. I'm gonna hit them at 9. Let me see if I can get. You guys got a couple of seconds. I'm gonna see if I can get Bo in here real quick to come in with us. Let me see how I can do that. All right, peace, brother. Love you, bro. Now, let me see. That's not it. That's not it. Let me see. Let me jump out and I'll jump right back in. Hang tight, guys. You got to hit the go live. Where is it at, though? From the beginning. Oh, okay. I got you. Let me jump out real quick, guys, and I'm going to jump back in with little Billy, with Bo. I'll be right back. Look out for us.